Did you know that the first episode of the Skibidi Saga isn't actually episode 1? Revenge? The real episode 1 is actually a Skibidi toilet. What if G-Man Never Ran from Titan TV Man? This What If showcases the events of episode 67 of the original series. But if the G-Man toilet never ran away upon the TV Man's arrival, in this prequel episode it shows Titan TV Man killing the 3 G clones, the scientist, and lastly, the G-Man toilet. But before the TV Titan could finish them off, the camera Titan was actually murdered by the scientist toilet, and the series continues from this point onwards. So what if he never got killed? What would happen? What would change? Make sure to stay till to the end of the video to find out. Firstly, how would the camera Titan actually avoid getting murdered by the scientist? Well, he was murdered because he was too weak from the battle, and the Titan TV Man was simply distracted with the G-clones. So Titan TV Man killed the scientist first. Like he did in the original series, the Titan cameraman would definitely survive. So now we have got that out the way. What would change? Well, not much really until the second episode. First of all, the Titan cameraman and Titan speaker man would be working together to catch up to the little scientist toilet, but he would still get away because of his glitch abilities. Titan cameraman, Titan speaker man, and Titan cameraman would probably be able to defeat the Astro toilets together, and then the 3 Titans would meet the cassette race together. And to be honest, the cassette Titan would probably come earlier, as he went to go find the speaker Titan separately. And if you really think about it, we would now have 2 Titan cameramans, as the cassette Titan is pretty much a carbon copy of him, as he was heavily inspired by the camera Titan after all. Another thing to take into consideration is the mental state of some characters. For example, the speaker Titan and plunger cameraman completely changed after the camera Titan's death. Plunger man became rude and aggressive, and the Titan speaker man became upset and nonchalant. Bro's a dreadhead, Esso's plunger would probably never raid the base in episode 5. Which is kind of a bad thing, as this injury allowed him to become glitch plunger later on in the series. Okay, I am just yapping at this point. Well, the main difference would be the raid of the Skibidi bunker, and there would be an epic battle with the cassette Titan, TV Titan, and Titan cameraman against the upgraded G-Man. But the only one who would do much in this battle is definitely the cassette Titan, as the camera Titan would probably have only received minor upgrades, and the G-Toilet is much stronger than the TV Titan. So he'd definitely be stronger than the camera Titan too. But the G-Toilet will probably talk them out of fighting and help battle the G-Toilet battle the Astros together. And they would definitely win. Well, the rest of the series wouldn't really change as much. Just some battles would be very different. But I wonder if the Titan cameraman would go into upgrading, especially with the upcoming Astro arc in the Skibidi Saga. I truly wonder, would Titan cameraman give the G-Man toilet a chance to speak? Or what would the Titan cameraman think of the cassetteman not wanting to hurt the toilets? I feel like he would somewhat understand, but not at the same time, as G-Man has done lots to Titan cameraman at this point, but he is the nicest Titan, and I feel like the ideas of humans would convince him. Just something I thought I'd like to add. Thank you all so much for the incredible reception of my last video. I did not expect to get more than 10,000 views. That is just incredible. Thank you all so much. Another thing is the cassette people may be able to upgrade their Titan, as the cassette Titan seems to be more relatively based on the camera Titan 1.0 and not his upgraded form. So the cassette race could actually take the upgraded camera Titan now alive into consideration. I have no idea what else could actually happen, but there could be a repeat of episode 74 when the Astros arrive. So that's it for today. Let me all know what you thought of this videos, guys. Did you ever wonder what would have happened if the cassette race never existed? Or what if different races from other universes took their position instead? Let's get into it. We all know the cassette race first came to the Skibidi Saga universe in the second episode of the series. The cassettemen are a protagonistic species who refuse to kill the toilets. They have the unique ability to generate unique sounds that can scare off or put Skibidi toilets to sleep, which completely change the aspect of the battlefield. And if they weren't even here, a lot would change. But not much changes until they first arrive. But they would never appear. So these 2 cameramen would definitely get killed by these toilets. And the cameramen, TV men would never be able to speak in English. Well, the TVs would still speak in reverse at least, as the cassette race designed the vocal advancer which is placed on the neck. I am also pretty confident to say the Titan speakerman would also be killed, as 2 bomber toilets are dropped on the Titan speakerman, and the cassette Titan arrives just in time to save him from them. But there would be no cassette Titan this time. So I think the speaker Titan would be killed here, considering the damage the bombers did to the camera Titan, which is far more durable than the Titan speakerman. He would either die here or be incredibly injured. The speakerman and cameraman would probably both be in outrage, losing 2 Titans in such a short amount of time. And another thing to take into consideration is that the Alliance would never actually figure out the toilets were once humans. So there wouldn't be that conflict between the races. As cameramen wanted to salloter those Skibidi flip-flops, most would relatively remain similar until the fight between the G-Titan and the TV Titan in Episode 9, as the Titan TV man is getting put in a pack in this battle, and he was saved by the cassette Titan. And without the cassette Titan, I believe the TV Titan would probably be killed by G-Man, or G-Man would spare him at the last second to defeat Trifenius, and the Alliance would be hella cooked without the cassette race, without the cassetteman. The Alliance would probably lose all their Titans, and the only one to deal with the Skibalamites would be the upgraded G-Titan by himself, and possibly the scientist. But that's if he even still gets spared in Episode 10, and we would be even more cooked. As in Part 2 of Episode 12, better we are shown that the Astros are somewhat countered by the cassette race, as they are frozen by their sound. Now we have discussed that. Let's talk about what if other races took the cassetteman's place. If the clock race was brought to the series, the main difference would be the unique abilities they bring to the table. First of all, they have the ability of time manipulation, which would be incredibly useful for the Alliance. First of all, the Clock Titan would probably be able to defeat the upgraded G-Man purely just by pausing time. And I doubt the Astros would be much of a threat to them either. But when the Skibidis or Astros find out that their weakness is magnets, they may strike more of an advantage, but if the future large clockman makes his way into the Skibidi Saga, yeah, the whole series is cooked. And that's why I'm not a fan of the clock race myself. They are too overpowered. If the drill race arrived to the Skibidi Saga, they'd bring easier transportation for the main forces, as they are able to move freely underground. Their Titan is far stronger than the cassette Titan, so he may be able to defeat the G-Titan. But the Drill Titan has a much lower IQ than the G-Man. But the Drill Titan can turn into a dragon for some reason? That's odd, but I reckon the Drill Titan would kill the G-Man. And because of his lack of brain cells, he would probably attack the G-Man after finding out about the Astro toilets. Overall, the Drillman would bring super efficient mobility and new weapons like nail guns and drills. If the pencil race came to the series, their creative attributes and creative minds would allow them to draw and create much more powerful weapons and abilities for the Alliance. And after the performance the Pencil Titan put on in the newest episode, yeah, she'd be an ally you'd want to have. But I wonder if the C-Pen would still be evil, as Alpha's master wouldn't be present in the universe. Plus, all the humans are already Skibidi toilets by this point onwards. So I think the C-Pen wouldn't be evil. Or is evil. But it depends on how twisted he truly is. And I wonder how the pencils would be able to put up with the Astro toilets. They are creative and strong. But could they adapt to the speed of the Astro toilets? Did you know that the first episode of the Skibidi Saga isn't actually Episode 1? Revenge? The real Episode 1 is actually a Skibidi toilet. What if G-Man never ran from Titan TV Man? This what if showcases the events of Episode 67 of the original series. But if the G-Man toilet never ran away upon the TV Man's arrival, in this prequel episode it shows Titan TV Man killing the 3 G clones, the scientist, and lastly, the G-Man toilet. But before the TV Titan could finish them off, the camera Titan was actually murdered by the scientist toilet, and the series continues from this point onwards. So what if the Titan Speaker Man got killed instead of the camera Titan? What would happen? What would change? Make sure to stay till to the end of the video to find out. Firstly, how would the Speaker Titan actually get murdered by the scientist? Well, Titan Cameraman was murdered because he was too weak from the battle, and the Titan TV Man was simply distracted with the G-clones. So I reckon Titan Speakerman would jump in and try to attack the scientist toilet at the last second, and the scientist would kill the speaker titan instead. So then Titan TV Man would probably kill the scientist before he could finish the camera titan. Then Titan Cameraman would definitely survive instead of the speaker titan. So now we have got that out the way. What would change? A lot would. The first episode would be Titan TV Man, and the Titan Cameraman teleporting the Titan Speaker Man back to the Speaker Man base for repairs. Like what they did with the Camera Titan, the two Titans would teleport back and Titan Cameraman would get his jetpack from the original series, as Titan Speakerman got his blasters. In the second episode, first of all, the Titan Cameraman would be trying to catch up to the little scientist toilet, but he would still get away because of his glitch abilities. Titan Cameraman and Titan TV Man would probably be able to defeat the Astro Toilets together, as Titan Cameraman wouldn't run away like Titan Speakerman would, and then the two Titans would meet the cassette race together. And to be honest, the cassette Titan would probably come earlier, as he went to go find the Speaker Titan separately. And the Speaker Titan is very dead. And if you really think about it, we would now have two Titan Cameramans, as the cassette Titan is pretty much a carbon copy of him, as he was heavily inspired by the Camera Titan after all. Another thing to take into consideration is the way some characters would act. For example, Plunger Cameraman completely changed after the Camera Titan's death. But in this, what if I believe it would be the Dark Speakerman who would change in this parallel, as he is Titan Speakerman's equivalent to Plungerman after all? The Speakermen race would most likely become very aggressive like how the Cameraman were, and would most likely focus on developing their armada twice as faster. Also, Plunger would probably never raid the base in episode 5, which is kind of a bad thing as this injury allowed him to become Glitch Plunger later on in the series. Another thing is in episode 6, Titan Cameraman may go back to upgrade and receive the news of the Titan Speakerman's death, and it would probably parallel the scene with Titan Speakerman and Titan Cameraman. But this time around, Titan Speakerman would be the dead one. Okay, I am just yapping at this point. Well, the main difference would be the raid of the Skibidi bunker, and there would be an epic battle with the cassette Titan and TV Titan as normal against the upgraded G-Man. But the G-Toilet will probably talk them out of fighting and help battle the G-Toilet battle the Astros together. Also, in the battle between the Scientist Toilet in episode 10 Brawl, the Alliance may lose against the Scientist as Plungerman was unable to recover and gain upgrades, so the Scientist may not be captured. The Cassette Woman would finally be able to see the Camera Titan. The final major change would probably be that the Camera race probably wouldn't seek refuge at the Speakerman base, as they would have plenty of reassurance and guidance now that their Titan's still alive. But I wonder how the Speaker race would act with their newly missing Titan. Comment what you think. But I reckon the Cameramen would probably start using Astro upgrades like how they did in the real series. Titan TV Man's memory would still get wiped, and the whole of episode 13 and 14 part 1 wouldn't happen. But the end of episode 14 part 1 may showcase the upgraded Camera Titan.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if the main Skibidi Toilet multiverses fought to the death? Consisting of the original series by Doc Boom, the Skibidi Multiverse by Dom Studio, the Skibidi Saga by Maxity, the Skibidi Wars by Virlance, and the Skibidi Toilet Zombie Universe by Monster Up. To make this video interesting, I'm going to build a team off the most powerful troops in each universe. For example, I will pick a Titan, a Special Agent, a Female Agent, a Normal Agent, and a Large Agent. Let's go, okay? So for Dafuk Boom's universe, I have to go with the Titan TV Man, the Shadow TV Man, the upgraded Camera Woman, the upgraded Astro Large TV Man, and finally, this might be a controversial take, but the Lucky Cameraman, as he is working the Secret Agent after all. For Dom Studio, this will be hard as they are all incredibly overpowered, but I will try make this slightly more balanced, just to make the video fair. For the Titan, I will pick the Clock Titan. Come on, that's just a given. For a Special Agent, probably the future Large Clockman or the Commander for me, but that's incredibly difficult to choose from. But from their battle, it's safe to say I'd go with the future Large Clockman, because come on, bro can revive himself. Then the Clock Woman, as she is much stronger than the Drill or TV Women. For the Large Troop, I would have to go with the Large Pencil Man. He is known for his incredible strength with his hammer, and he can use this to shove pencils in the ground to produce even more pencils to ascend from the ground. And we cannot target the C-Pen as well, as he has immense powers and even has the Counter Titan under his control, but Dom's power level is a bit too overpowered. So for the normal troop, I will have to say the normal Clockmen, as they are not affected by the time stop ability from the rest of their teammates.
Now let's talk about the Skibidi Saga by Maxity. An Darker TV man will be doing this part. The Titan, we obviously have to take the Cassette Titan, as he is the strongest Titan in the Maxity universe right now, and he can put other characters to sleep. And now I need to have the Cassette Women, as she would be an excellent support for the rest of the team due to her healing abilities. Glitch Plunger, as he can move at unnatural speeds without the need of the Glitch Toilet Body, so he would be an excellent fighter, strength and speed-wise. But we could also use Neos, but he can easily just get turned off with a remote, so if the enemy has that, he is practically useless. I know this is cheating, but we could also use the Scientist Toilet due to his incredible intelligence. Giving it back to you, Darker Speakerman.
Right. I believe I have yapped for too long, so I will just tell you the teams and make sure to stick to the end of the video to see what universe wins. For the Virlance team, I will use the Tri-Titan, the Necromancer, Athena, Phantom, and the Speaker Guardian. And for Monster Up, I have Plunger Man, the upgraded Titan Cameraman, the Plague Doctor, and the Astro Duchess. Now let's get on
Round
to the
one.
round. Dafuk Boom versus Monster Up. I think that it is safe to say that Monster Up's characters win this battle, and let me tell you why. Well, first of all, the Titan Cameraman has just been upgraded and has insane physical strength and is much more agile and faster than the Titan TV Man, meaning he could easily avoid his dives and sword attacks. Monster Up Plunger Man can easily take Lucky Cameraman, but he may get trouble from Camera Woman, Shadow TV, and Large TV Man, but this is no problem to the Plague Doctor, as he can easily just catch them off guard and infect them as zombies. But I doubt that's much of a good idea at all, and the Astro Duchess can easily take out the rest, so Monster Up wins in my opinion, but comment if you disagree. Round 2 is Monster Up versus Dom Studios, and I hate to say this, but Dom Studios' characters absolutely annihilate Monster Up's characters. First off, all the Clock Titan can just stop time and kill them while they are frozen, and none of his allies will be frozen as they are clocks, and will have the watches to prevent themselves from being frozen. And no, I am not glazing, but Dom Studios' Clock Titan can easily take down the upgraded Camera Titan. As we can literally see the future Large Clock Man and the Commander going through different universes while during their battle. Plus, if any Clock Man gets infected by a zombie, they can just be reversed instantly. So the Plague Doctor is rendered useless against Dom's characters. Plus, the future Large Clockman can revive himself off the dies, and the Clock Titan can revive fallen allies. Round 3 is Dafuk Boom versus Virlance. And this is even a question? The Tri-Titan could probably solo Dafuk Boom's Titan trio alone, and the same goes for Maxity. Now this is the real question. What if they all fought till death all at once? Well, Dafuk Boom's universe will probably be the first to go out, due to that universe's characters being weak compared to the other universes. But I am actually tied between whether Maxity or Dafuk Boom will go out first, but they won't survive for long in that ring. So comment who you think would win. The top 3 would definitely be Skibidi, Multiverse, Skibidi Wars, and Zombie Universe. But I personally think the Camera Titan from Monster Up wouldn't be able to stand up against the Clock Titan or the Tri-Titan. So it's not far-fetched to believe the last 2 characters in that ring would be the Clock Titan and the Tri-Titan. So now the real question is, who wins between these two? Well, the Clock Titan is much faster, can buff himself, and has much higher IQ than the Tri-Titan, but the Tri-Titan can control gravity itself, and could maneuver the Clock Titan before he can react, but Tri can move from Earth to the Moon very quickly, but not may be able to react with the Clock Titan attacking him constantly, and would probably pause time and ambush him there. So I hate to say this, but I believe that the Clock Titan would win against the Tri-Titan. But if you disagree, please let me know why and who you think would win in the comments. That's all for today's video. Darker Speaker Man signing out.